For those of you with children getting ready to go to high school, there are some things to keep in mind before enrolling them. Now, joining us this morning with some tips for picking the perfect high school, as perfect as it can be, is the Executive Director of the E3 Civic High, Dr. Helen Griffith. Dr. Griffith, great to have you here.
It's great to be back.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Nice
Thank
to see you. So, all right, so picking the perfect high school, what does that mean?
Well, the perfect high school means the best fit to give your scholar that competitive edge. Not all high schools are equal, and we want you to look for the best one to make sure your scholar has a goal and meets their goals and dreams.
So first of all, you have to know who your child is and what he or she is interested in, right?
Well, not necessarily. You're looking for a high school that can help them figure that out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so look for a high school, of course, that helps them be college and career competitive. It's not just college or career anymore. To get a good career, you need to be college ready and college competitive. So look for a school that does AP classes, honors classes. Look for a school that offers SAT and PSAT prep to help them to do better on assessments to get in the college of their choice. We offer the PSAT at 9th grade through 11th grade at E3 Civic High. It's a graduation requirement for the SAT at 11th grade because we want them to know that this is the goal.
It's interesting to me that you say all that because, you know, it's setting the bar higher for the student than we used to previously do. We had expectations of just getting passing grades and moving on and maybe getting a better grade in the 11th and 12th grade when you were applying for college. So this is a trend now that things are starting very early, and you're now selecting your high school based on what you think your child might need.
Absolutely. Starting earlier and having the scholars understand the expectation, even in middle school, understanding that they need to do better, own their data, own their expectations for learning, and by the time they get to high school, then they're really ready to go. We actually offer college courses, UCSD undergraduate courses at high school, so they can get that
I have
jump.
a grandson doing just that very thing. I think he's completed 4 or 5 AP courses already, and is well on his way to getting that 2-year degree, or whatever they call that. What is a 2-year certificate?
Well, it could be a 2-year certificate from community college, but AP are advanced placement courses, which sometimes give you college credit, but we're actually offering college courses. So those are transferable credits, just as if you were attending UCSD.
Now, what if your child is not one of those that's headed to university? What then?
They should be prepared to enter a university. We don't have every scholar to go, but they need to be prepared to go. We do them a disservice, any high school would, if they're not prepared academically to be competitive.
That's an interesting philosophy. So even if a kid says, you know, that's not for me, you say, hey, well.
The skills need to be, like we said, college and career, we believe are the same standards. So when we prepare you for college, we're preparing you for a career that you can have a lovely minimum, not a minimum wage, but a livable wage.
Yeah. So high school, I mean, I know that some families travel great distances to make sure that their child gets the high school that's best suited for them. Now it's kind of an open thing here in San Diego. I didn't realize that.
Well, for many schools, you do have the choice option, especially with charter schools. You have the choice option to opt in, but you also want to look for those schools that help prepare your scholar for college exploration. They do college tours. They help them become tech savvy with internet access, and also those that are welcoming to parents, that give parent training to help your scholar through this process.
I also like the schools that give my child an opportunity to travel abroad and get experience, even if it's a field trip to Washington, D.C. I mean, that could be a foreign country to a lot of kids who've never had an experience like that.
At E3, we send our scholars to China every year because they study Mandarin. We also send them to a Spanish-speaking country because they're studying Spanish. Last year, we sent them to the Yucatan and Mexico City. This year, Barcelona. And then we do college tours to the East Coast. They'll see 11 schools, Yale, Princeton, Harvard, just to name a few, because we believe that they must be global citizens. They must get out of the...
What does that do to them? What does that do to them?
It expands their horizons. It takes the bar up higher because they understand they're not just competing with San Diego, with New York. They're competing with the world.
I think that really does open their eyes. Dr. Helen Griffith, great to have you here. Thanks so much for that advice. And we hope people take advantage of that information that we just provided for you.